back with the boxing clinic. You dig one time for the one time we in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, man, and talking about Adrien Broner. He was with I think it was with Ben Thompson today, or whenever they recorded it with Fight Hype. And said it's only one name on his radar, and it's pretty much probably a done deal already. Sergey Lipinets said his team, his manager said they fight Adrien Broner for sure next. So pretty much it's about to be official. Adrien Broner versus Sergey Lipinets. I think it's supposed to be going down in March. And I see a lot of people saying Broner's done. I've been saying that. A lot of people still think he can beat Sergey Lipinets after Sergey Lipinets' last performance versus Kondo. And Kondo was a guy that hadn't fought outside his country or outside of any venue. He fought at the same venue like 30 straight times. But he was a tough customer. He did a lot of weight training, a lot of strength training with his legs. So he was tough. And you can't compare that performance to what Adrien Broner brings to the table. Because that dude, Kondo, who I would love to see come back on network television, he threw a lot of punches. And we know Broner don't throw a lot of punches. Broner is a good athlete, But, we reported that, he was seen on Instagram reportedly out of shape. He looked a little bit chubby with the Fire Hype interview I was watching today. And I would favor Lipinets, because Lipinets seems like he takes his craft serious. He got some skills. And would I be surprised if Broner beat Sergey Lipinets? No. Lipinets went 12 rounds for the first time in his career. He's one of those Russians that came over here and thought, and was on the fast track to getting a world title. And that's funny how that works. Because these Russians, even though they in their 30s, I'm not sure it's Lipinets in his 30s, but close to their 30s, they come over here late, like Arthur Beterbiev, Kovalev came over here a little bit late. Usyk, Lomachenko, Daniel, that's at Gufik, that's at whatever his name is, that light heavyweight. They come over here and get a fast track to a world title belt, based on what they did in the amateurs, which shouldn't have any credence on doesn't have a game. Right, I agree with that. No, he don't got a game plan. But they don't have, like, it seems like they giving these Russians, these Europeans, the fast track on the world title, and Americans actually have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? I heard Richard Hitchens. He's a young fighter. He's out the same program that Lil B Hop Cobra is, cops and boxers, whatever that is, out of New York. He tried to get his last fight as a 10 or 12 rounder, be on a fast track. They wouldn't let him do it. But, Lomachenko, his third fight, he gets to fight, or a second or third fight, he gets to fight Orlando Salido for a world championship. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like the Europeans, they come over here and they able to get, they're able to get title shots like this. And Americans got to work for it. Earl Spence had to fight 18 fights before 19 fights before he got his world championship. So, maybe because they're a little older, they almost in their 30s, or most of them are in their 30s. But if the guy's ready, he's ready. But, at the end of the day, Bivol was another guy. Came over and got a world title shot. And it seems like these sanctioning bodies want to be catered to the Eastern Europeans or the Europeans in general. But at the end of the day, man, it's a reason why you go through 18, 19, 20 pro fights before you get a world championship fight. It's things that you see in those pro fights that you don't, in the pro fights that you don't see in the amateurs. And we see it time and time again, Kovalev not being able to handle the body work, and fade, the latter half of the fight. Lomachenko not able to handle the body work and aggressive, nasty pro style, Mexican style of Orlando Salido. You see it time and time again. These guys, trip up because, they want to be on the fast track because they are older. They are older fighters, and time does pass you by. But it's fun. It's basic fundamentals on a pro level that you learn by those first 15, 19, 20 fights. And it takes time, and you will get exposed if you never fought with a cut. You never experienced the body work. That's why Kovalev was a shock versus Ward at the end, down the second half of that first fight with Ward, and then carrying into the second fight. You don't get a lot of body work in the amateurs because they don't give you a lot of credit for body work. And when you go to the pros and you're not used to getting that body work, you slow down, especially if you're not used to going 12 rounds. You can spar 20 straight rounds, interchanging sparring partners, but nothing simulates a real 12-round fight. I always say that. Nothing simulates the crowd, the animosity, the anxiety in the air, the butterflies, no redos. You can't just hear your coach. You got to hear the crowd. It's different. And Lipinets haven't been through that. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Broner has experienced the ups and downs, like road I roll, in his career. He knows what to expect. He's been 12 rounds a few times. He does do body work. He does things that can beat Sergey Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? Lipinets' team, they are a little overconfident when they talk about Broner. People think Broner is dog food. They can dog walk him. But sometimes, you know, certain guys get in there, they see that he's actually better than what they see on TV. You've seen that with Khabib. You've seen that with Paulo Malignaggi. You've seen it with a few guys. You know, he does some things in there that's on another level, you know. And you know, Lipinets gonna be surprised by that, man. He thought he was ready for Terrence Crawford. He definitely was wrong. Terrence Crawford would have knocked him out that night, probably 5 or 6 rounds. But him and Broner, you know, you don't know what you're gonna get with Broner. You know, he out of shape right now. You know, he hasn't changed his team up. Like the guy said, I don't remember his name. He just commented and said that he don't ever had a right game plan, and maybe I remember Nazim Richards saying you gotta have the you know, you gotta have I'm paraphrasing him, but you say you gotta have a soldier to carry out the game plan. So if you don't have the right tools to carry out the game plan, what's good is the game plan. You know, Mike Stafford could be giving the perfect game plan, but Broner don't listen, and then Broner don't have the skills. He don't have the feet. So there's certain things that probably is not correctable. You know what I mean? Like, all right, certain guys, you know, you be like, oh, he don't have no feet. You know, like Broner, he don't have no feet. Seen it with Canelo. Canelo don't have a lot of feet. You know, in the Golovkin fight, he magically got some feet. But before that, they did things to work around that, to mask that deficiency. Broner is not masking his deficiencies at all. He's not in position to throw combinations. Broner's a fighter that if he don't believe he's going to land 99.9%, he's not going to throw a punch. He don't throw any throwaway punches. And that's part of being a fighter. You know, it's setting up and throwing throwaway punches and fading. Throwaway punches aren't meant to land, but it's meant to set something else up. So when let's say you throw a left hook. You throw a left hook. All right. But you know you're not throwing a left hook to land. You're throwing a left hook to get a reaction so you can sneak the right hand straight down the middle. See Floyd do it all the time. Left hook, right hand. Throwing the left hook so he can pay attention to the left. He did it with Shane. Shane caught the left. He was focusing on the left hook, and Floyd had all the intentions to throw the right hand down the middle with as much power as he wanted to. The left hook was a throwaway punch. Broner doesn't do anything calculated like that, you know? And that's the issue. But if you want to get technical, Lipinets is a good fighter, man. He like to fight at his own pace. But he likes to fight behind the shoulder a little bit. He got a bit of an American style. He's not the fastest, but he's crafty. Good straight jab. He likes to work off that jab all the time. And Broner probably would be able to walk him down. But Broner will have to move his hands, you know. Most definitely. And Broner seems pretty confident becoming the world title again for the world titleist for the 5th time. You know, in the interview I seen with Ben Thompson in Fight Hype, he said there's only one name on his radar, and he feels confidence about beating Sergey Lipinets, and he can beat him, man. You know, he feels like he probably can stop that guy. But if you ain't going to change anything in your approach, you know what does it matter? If Broner beats him, I mean, a lot of people probably gonna jump back on the Broner bandwagon, but that does nothing for me. You know, I don't, even with Crawford moving on to 147, I see one guy just being I don't think so, bro. Trouble seeing him be Broner. Kondo was, I'm gonna go off topic for a minute. Kondo threw a lot of punches. Broner don't throw a lot of punches. He don't, you know. And a part of the Kondo fight for Lipinets was the cut over his eye. He never experienced a cut over his eye before. So now he experienced that, he should be okay. Broner don't throw volume, you know. And that's the issue with that. I mean, if you don't throw volume at Lipinets, Lipinets is going to pick you apart. And can Broner box with Lipinets? Yeah, to a certain extent. But if it becomes, you know, a tit-for-tat fight, you know, in a fight of IQ, I mean, Broner will stand a chance, but Broner don't let his hands go. You know, you can't win a fight if you don't let your hands go. You can't win a fight if you're not a good counterpuncher. You're not a good fight. You can't win a fight if you don't set things up and move your. He don't move his hands. You know, he's not gonna bring the same issues that a Kondo brought to the table, which is pressure and volume. He ain't gonna bring that. He'll bring pressure, but his pressure just walking you down and then not moving his hands. Or then, Lipinets might press the action and Broner might move around and not move his hands. And that's the issue right there. If Broner can move his hands, he'll have a chance. But if Broner don't know, if Broner's not 99.9% sure he's going to land, he's not going to throw. He don't throw a throwaway. He's not a good counter puncher. He's a good body puncher, but if he's not in position to land, he won't throw. And, he ain't changing his team up neither, though. He ain't changing nothing up. But, like I said, it'll be a good fight. I think it's all but done with him and Lipinets. Broner going to have to show me, man. I told you that with the Mikey Garcia fight. He might become world titleist again, but that just shows you how easy it is to become world champion in this era is. A lot of guys probably gonna jump back on this bandwagon, but back to what I was saying before that comment, the guy at 140, man, y'all ain't getting one listen, but the guy at 140 is Josh Taylor, and he's a guy with 12, 13 fights. He just was the first man to stop stop Miguel Vasquez. He's the guy. It's funny that Terrence Crawford moves on up to 147, and another guy rises who's similar to Terrence Crawford. He's very similar to Terrence Crawford. He's a switch hitter in Josh Taylor. He got power in both hands. He's a boxer puncher. He's an aggressor. He can fight inside. He can fight outside. He's athletic. Seems to have a solid chin so far. And seem to make adjustments, dude. I'm telling guys, like, Josh Taylor is the truth, man. And I ain't seen a fighter like him, other than Terrence Crawford, man. Like, he's going to be a problem. And he's already fought in the United States twice, I believe, Dallas and Vegas apiece. And when I first, broke the tape down on him versus O'Harry Davies, I was impressed. He's a real coordinated fighter. Got the feet, got the hands, inside, outside game, defense. He moves his head. He's not your typical UK fighter. He's in that mode of Demetrius Pirog, of a guy who has an American style that just so happened to live in the UK or Europe. But like I said, if I had to rank Broner in this division with Terrence Crawford gone, I think a guy like Regis Prograis will get him. Victor Postal may outbox him. I believe that Broner will beat Amir Mine. Jose Ramirez, I'm not sure about that fight, but Josh Taylor definitely would dog walk him. Broner beat Maurice Hooker. Broner will beat Terry Flanagan. I believe he's the #1 contender to the WBO title that Crawford fought. Him and Maurice Hooker should be fighting for that title. Maurice Hooker's out of Dallas. He's dubbed by Terrence Crawford as the future of that division now that he done moved up. I see Broner being around the 5th best fighter in that division, behind Taylor. But Taylor #1 to me. But behind Taylor, no order. Taylor, Prograis, Postal. I guess he'll be 4 or 5. I'm probably forgetting somebody. Probably he'll be 4 or 5 in that division right now. But it's on him, man. We keep saying Broner get focused. Broner, I believe, is in full promoter mode. He almost signed Willie Monroe. Another fighter was talking about signing with Broner, prominent fighter I can't remember. So he's definitely in promoter mode. And hopefully, he's saving his money. But I would favor Lipinets, man. I know a lot of people. That's not a lot of people seeing Lipinets kind of struggle with a Kondo, but a Kondo was physically strong from the waist down, and he threw a lot of punches. And Broner not gonna throw a lot of punches, man. But that's just my thought on it, man. Ishe Smith lost tonight, close fight. The next week we got Kovalev and Shavansky, which should not be fighting for a title, but it is what it is. It's the boxing politics, and we'll speak on that a little bit later. We gone.